Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Bob Mendelsohn. This is the Bob's Your Uncle podcast, season 7, and it's episode 6, day 3 of Holy Week. It's Tuesday. It's day 3 of Passover in 2025 or 5785, and it is a joyful time as I'm traveling through Alabama and sharing with you in these daily podcasts. It's unusual for me to be daily. The reflections from 2,000 years ago, what happened in Jerusalem that causes us to even read about it still, talk about it still, and what do lessons in this relate to us? Stay tuned.
Science book. Don't know much about the French I took, but I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Today in history, the 15th of April. In 1865, Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of the United States, who was shot last evening at Ford's Theater, died in Washington, D.C. In 1947, Jackie Robinson, who broke baseball's racial barrier, played in his first major league game for the Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field. In 1955, American fast food pioneer Ray Kroc opened the first McDonald's franchise, launching an enterprise that is still bursting. He launched it in Des Plaines, Illinois. In 1989, tragedy occurred at Hillsborough Stadium in Sheffield, England, when a crush of soccer fans resulted in 96 people dying, hundreds more injured. Police mistakes were later blamed for the incident, and that's the historical marker of the day.
But I do know that I love you, and I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
Shalom, friends. It's still Passover. Happy Passover, day 3. It's also day 3, it's also Tuesday, of Holy Week. I'm still in Alabama. And today I'm talking to us about some real culmination, if you will, of the story that has been going on for years as Yeshua, back then 2 millennia ago, is everything's increasing in its, there's a crescendo, if it were a symphony. Look, yesterday, a spaceship went up into the air and we saw 6 women go up, and we saw it from 37 angles, and we heard them talking about it for weeks. We'll hear them talking about it for weeks to come. Everything can be corroborated. How did you feel? What was going on? What did you do in those 3 seconds, etc.? But 100 years ago, that's not the way news was reported. 500 years ago, and way back 2,000 years ago, certainly not. So there's consideration, there's a difference of opinions on what took place on day 3 of what we nickname Holy Week. Well, Today I'm going to zoom in on a couple things. Certainly the cursing of the fig tree. Cursing of fig tree. Yeah, on Monday, yesterday, he would have done that. And then on Tuesday, we read this in Mark 11. As they were passing by in the morning, they saw the fig tree withered from the roots up. That means complete. Being reminded, Peter said to Yeshua, Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you cursed has withered. And Yeshua answered, saying to them, have faith in God. Truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be taken up and cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says is going to happen, it will be granted him. And he goes on to teach about praying and about forgiveness. In fact, these last days of Yeshua on earth is really filled with his teaching the disciples in a real particular way. Today he's going to teach them what we nickname the Olivet Discourse, Matthew 24. It's here in Mark as well. In fact, it's in Luke 20. It's in John. There are references in each of them. This day 3 it's so loud. He's quiet with the disciples. He's teaching them. And then he turns and says to the religious leadership, you blind guides. He's telling them that they challenge him about his authority. Where'd you get that authority? But they have such a fear of the people that when he says, well, you tell me, where did John the Baptist get his authority? And they were afraid to answer, so he said, well, I won't tell you either. In fact, he tells the story of the vineyard owner who goes away and he sends some representatives, and the representatives don't get treated very well. In fact, he says, well, finally I'll send my son. They'll honestly, they'll regard him, and they end up killing him. So Yeshua is talking again and again about the fear of man and about the culmination of, or the, how shall we say, the increased hostility, the mounting confrontations that he has, even with the Sadducees. He says the temple is going to go down. I mean, look at this marvelous temple. It took years, 47 years to build it. He says, yeah, I'll tear it down. And in four decades, it's gone. This phenomenal building, it doesn't exist today. There is a growing confrontation between Yeshua and the leadership, and then he's going to go back to Bethany. But the story of the vineyard, the story of the Olivet Discourse, what's it going to be like when this all happens? What's the end of the age like? And Yeshua basically is saying, I'm leaving, but I'm returning. I will return. And whether it's God will return, the owner of the vineyard, or whether it's the Son of Man, he mixes those clearly enough that we can know that he is deity. There will be a result of the curse on the fig tree. It will be completely dried up, roots and all. So we're seeing Yeshua predicting what's going to happen to him, because in just days he's going to die. Judas Ishkariot is going to negotiate on this day to dob him in. That's in Matthew 26. The discourse, I can't imagine how Matthew recorded it, how the others recorded parts of it. This Olivet Discourse, this really almost the final sermon, we could say in public, but it really was just to the disciples. He teaches them that they should forgive. He teaches them about life, because they're going to experience it pretty straightforward over these next few weeks. They've never experienced the loss of their hero, of their guide, of their master. And he's trying to get them ready, but he knows they'll never quite be ready. They've got it wrong. No, you think I'm coming in to set up the whole thing. That's not the plan right now. I'm here to die. That's the story of day 3 of Holy Week. And I want you to think, wait a minute, if God cursed a fig tree, what is God cursing in my life? What is he saying? No, that doesn't work. Let's get rid of that. Where's the confrontation between me and God? Where's the confrontation that he wants to challenge? He wants to say, get rid of that. Get that mountain out. Get that trouble out of your life. Religion is not impressive. Religion is not impressive to God. Whether it's in a temple or it's at a Seder, whether it's how broad you make your tallis or how loud you chant your prayers, how high you jump at a Pentecostal church, or how sacred you are in kneeling and devoting and candle lighting. God's not impressed with religion. God's impressed with people who adore him and who admit that they don't have anything to offer, that he alone is what this is about. I don't want to be representing a fig tree. I don't want to say, ooh, look at all my great outreach. I want God to be all in all. Have faith in God, not in you. Don't have faith in your religion. Have faith in God. And follow Yeshua, and you'll find eternal life. Shalom. See you tomorrow. You can write to me wherever you're getting your podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple. You can write to me here, wherever you could use email. Bob Mendo at AOL.com. That's the shortest one. There are lots of ways to reach me. I'm in the U.S. for another few months, and I'll be interviewing lots of other folks over the time and getting more folks into your hearing, because I want you to meet people. People is what this podcast is about, as well as all my religious and sport and activities, my family. There's just a lot in my life. I get the pleasure to share what I can with you, and hopefully it'll be a blessing to you. But let me know what you're thinking, what guests you want to hear from, what things you don't want to hear. Don't just vote with your feet. Let me know. That'd be great. Well, when things seem bleak or uncertain, I always recommend you look up to God. He's in his heaven, and Bob's your uncle. Shalom this week from Alabama.